Ladies and gentlemen, today we have some Alliance War gameplay, because you guys are always asking for more endgame Alliance War stuff, and I wanted to share with you some of the kills today, because we have some pretty exciting fights in today's Alliance War. So first up we have Unstunnable Colossus, who I use Captain America for. Really tricky opponent, especially with Mystic Dispersion. I don't feel like this opponent was like 5 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion, but basically what we're trying to do here is we don't want to swipe back and get too many procs of dexterity, so we're kind of just waiting for those heavy attacks and getting our hits in kind of at every opportunity we can there, and kind of making the most of that for the most part. Now I'm being very careful here because I don't want to use, like, I could have fired off a special too, but anytime you use like a special on this node, he's going to gain an additional bar of power, so that would have killed me if I used the special 2 there. And now I'm kind of at this point in the fight where he's unstunnable, so I'm just waiting to get off like another combo and then round that off with a special 3 in order to completely finish the fight, because he does have about 50,000 health, so I don't think my special 3 is quite going to cut it yet. Just waiting for the opportunity to get a few more hits. Kind of playing it safe, playing it slow, but I did get hit by a heavy attack at the end. Bit of a mistake there, but we decided to go in for a little bit more block damage and then get the combo off and then smack down the level 3. And Juggernaut is down. I probably could have gone for that level 3 a bit earlier, and that would have maybe meant that I didn't take the heavy attack damage. I think in hindsight, watching the gameplay back, I should have gone for it earlier, because at the very least that would have pushed Juggernaut right to the back of the combat arena, and then I wouldn't have been in that position where I had to like perfectly time the heavy attack evade, and that's really what caused me to take damage there. So, the next fight, we have Cyclops. We have a really stacked 5-star duplicated Cyclops on a Thorns node. Now, my Black Widow at the moment is dupe level 45. So, after the change, it's going to be very much like fighting with an Elektra, because she's not fully 100% yet, and kind of doing this run of Alliance War. Really kind of sunk in, like, still how much, like, you know, 70 to 85% ability accuracy reduction is. Like, most of the damage that I'm taking in this video, and you're going to see a Nightcrawler kill with the Black Widow as well, it seems to be still pretty effective, and I've got very high hopes for Elektra after the update as well. But this Cyclops, a bit of a pain in the butt, but you just need to, you know, be very good at abating that level 1. I was thinking, because I saw he's taking, like, constantly, like, 29 damage every second. Was it 29? Sorry, 21 damage from the Suicide Masteries. I was like, should I just kind of sit back and wait for that to kill him? And then I decided, you know what, let's just finish this fight anyway. We need to get this guy down as quickly as possible. Just because those level 1s can be a little bit nasty, and if we did take a couple of blocked hits, that's pretty much going to be, you know, all of the Thorns damage we would have dealt anyway. It would have been dealt back to us then. So that Cyclops wasn't too much of a pain. We really well time evaded those level 1s there. I was pretty happy with myself. Usually I get clipped by one of Cyclops' level 1 beams, and we didn't today, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now I had to wait for that node to get cleared, and then we moved on to the next one. So I was kind of expecting there to be an Agent Venom on this node, and I know how much he is a pain for my Black Widow, so I was like, you know what, we'll just use the Captain America deal with him. And it was actually a SpiderMan, and this is the first time I've fought SpiderMan on a kinetic reactor node, so I wasn't really prepared. You're going to see like the most stupid thing. Amongst this video, there's some really bad playing and some really good playing. Mainly towards the end is the good playing, and, you know, a little bit at the beginning. We didn't play too badly there. Some terrible playing in this fight, though. So, as you can see, we're slapping off the level 2 there, trying to get that big bleed damage. This guy doesn't have willpower. Now, when he uses the level 1, he pretty much gets it back again. He's absolutely yo-yoing me at this point, and I'm like, I'm just sitting there watching him continually hit me with a level 1, and I'm like, what I do? How do I get my in here? Do I need to start like attacking him after? So I was a little bit frustrated by that, and I was like, you know what, we're just gonna go ham into the opponent, and yeah, it's working out all right so far. It's working out all right. We evaded level 2, trying to push him to level 2 as often as possible. But we have a bit of a problem, because we've been backed into a corner here, and I never do very well when I'm backed into a corner. It's always quite terrible. Totally messed up that level 2 there. In hindsight, just watching this back now, in place of that, I should have actually like saved up for a level 3 so that I could create distance, because that's a really big problem that I have at the moment. It's not really the damage from the level 1, it's the distance. I don't really have like any opportunity to regain the fight. So at this point I'm like, damn, I am so screwed. But we get an incredibly lucky stun there, bring him to the level 2, we evade that. it's going all right. It's getting a little bit more back on track now. Just trying to get in kind of that 4 or 5 combo every time he's stunned. Just any point possible. I'm playing quite like a madman here. I'm like, you know, we need to play very, very fast and also be quite responsive to those evades as well. Let's evade the level 2 there, get a parry in, fire off a level 2, and damn, is that bleed gonna bring us home? It's you know, it's got the damage to do that. We just keep on laying it into him. I have no health left at this point. I had about 400 health left. That was such a clutch kill on Spider-Man, and that was one of the reasons that I wanted to upload this video. But there are a couple more in this video. I really, really enjoyed that kill of Spider-Man though. So, moving on to the next note, you know, my Star-Lord died so early. I played absolutely terrible yesterday evening, and he just got wrecked there. So I've only got my Black Widow and Captain America to deal with, and that's only my own fault on the Star-Lord. I see this node. I know that if there's an Electro, like, my Black Widow's probably dead and my Captain America's dead, so I'm like, look, I'm just going to hope it's 100% skill-based, and it's an Ultron, which is so incredibly perfect. I feel like an absolute lunatic queuing into this fight with, like, almost no health, though. But I know if I play absolutely perfectly here and don't take a single hit, that I can maybe get this Ultron down. So just trying to evade those level 1s the best I can. His evades actually procced quite aggressively on this fight. You're going to see them quite a few times. Blocked the level 2 there, which was a big mistake. We should have been kind of ready for that evade. So that was a little bit of a slip up. You know, in a normal fight where I had a lot of health, that wouldn't have really meant much, you know. It would have just been a small indent there. But on this fight, that was like 70% of my health gone like that. And the very good thing about Captain America is most of the time, even when he's hitting us with those blocks and parries, we are always taking 0 damage. So I'm waiting with the level 3, trying to strategically hold it to when he starts processing, because I know that's probably going to stun the opponent. So I see the process, it goes off, so I know that I can stun it and completely interrupt the heal that way. So I don't want to push him too much over that first bar of power, because that's just my easy to evade special. So we need level 1, and I feel like I got a little bit screwed over there, because I went to like lunge into him, but then you'll see me just, you know, hit the air twice. So I don't know if that was like my sleight of hand mistake or the mistake on the Ultron there, but we just didn't recover from it fast enough and made a little bit of an error there. So we got the Black Widow, she's on half health. I'm like, okay, at the very least we can get this Ultron down, see what we can do about this. So again, my Black Widow is only dupe level 45, which is still pretty good. It's 84% ability accuracy reduction. Although we just did take quite a bit of block damage there, so just need to be a little bit more nimble and a little bit more sly on the evades. And it looks like it didn't trigger processing at all, so again, straight through to the kill. I gambled with a level 1 there, and it paid off by critting on the final hit, so that was really, really awesome. Might have been in a little bit of trouble if it pushed him to the level 2 there, but I thought, you know what, it's probably going to deal enough damage. So I've only got my Black Widow left, and I'm like, you know what, let's just go for this mini-boss. I have no idea what it's going to be, but also I was kind of like, let's just see how much of a dent we can make in this mini-boss, because there's nobody really on this path that can help. We do have Infinity Blast to deal with, so we're going to be taking, you know, a bit of damage regardless of how well we play, but at this point, like, my roster is, like, almost done. And I see a Nightcrawler, and I'm like, damn, I'm so ridiculously dead. But very lucky, this is the mini-boss that can be stunned, so we get most of the hits in when Nightcrawler can be stunned. And what I'm trying to do against this Nightcrawler, initially until I can kind of get him into a swashbuckling stance and he can't evade, is I'm trying to bait as many level 2s as possible, because I know if I bait the level 1s, then he's going to get that evade buff, and that's going to mean that he is probably going to evade like the majority of my attacks. Whereas when he doesn't have that evade buff, like, we stand a good chance of like landing a hit most of the time. He does get a few evades throughout the fight, but providing we can keep him from using that level 1 as often as possible, then his evade chance is going to be at the bare minimum. So we're doing quite well. We're kind of using the special attacks to try and push him over certain power thresholds, also getting a little bit lucky with the evades. However, that one was really, really poorly timed. So he dashed back and held block, but when we went into attack and kind of, you know, were trying to force him to stay in that blocking stance so that he switches over to swashbuckling, that is the time that he wanted to proc evade. So that was a little bit of a fiesta there, but I think we've got a pretty decent combo going so far. We got almost 70 hits on the Nightcrawler now, just trying to, again, lure him toward that special 2. The evade on the Black Widow there actually really screwed me. If you're fighting with evade champions, when you go for a parry, you know, know, it can just automatically evade, and that's really, really annoying, because it meant that, you know, on the recovery for that, we had to block the second hit, because there was no way I could react to that and swipe back fast enough. So we took a little bit of damage from Infinity Blast, a little bit of damage from that, but apart from that, we've been playing alright so far. But now he has his level 1. Now he has his level 1, got a really, really high chance to evade on just regular attacks. So we got quite a few stun hits there, but now he's kind of in this annoying scenario where he's chaining on his level 1, so we're just trying to stun him and get in as much damage as possible. Obviously, as well, this being a mini-boss, and, you know, any boss in Alliance Quest or Alliance War, time is of the essence, but we finally, after 2 minutes, managed to push him to swashbuckling, which felt pretty good. I need to get better at that for sure. But let's just swipe back and avoid that. And I'm actually so happy with how I performed against this Nightcrawler, especially with Black Widow, because, you know, she does have the class disadvantage, dealing, like, substantially less damage to the Nightcrawler. And usually, like, I make a few slip-ups and mess up, but I think we played fairly decently here for the most part. So he's getting pretty low. I know that within the time scale, we're not going to be able to finish this Nightcrawler. So I'm just trying to go as ham as possible, getting in those really quick intercepts just to get every round of damage. But I just didn't swipe back quick enough there and took the end of that level 2. So that was a bit of a mistake. But I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't have the damage output to take that Nightcrawler down. It upset me a little bit, but I saw in my inventory that I had 1 revive and 1 health potion expiring. So you know what? We played pretty good there. Let's res up the team with a very, very small health potion. Again, they have like practically no health. And I know that Infinity Blast as well, when I enter this fight, is going to eat up like a good percentage of their health. That's why I'd, you know, apply the health potion as well. So we're going for the Nightcrawler again. Took a couple of blocked hits at the start, not playing quite as well as I did last time. Just not timing those parries like super, super great, but we chain on the level 1 here, again, to try and push him to the level 2, because, you know, in a fight like this, it's so short that it's very difficult to push him into his kind of non-evade stance. So we're just going absolutely ham on this Nightcrawler now. Use the level 1. I hope that it's going to be enough with all the damage, but it's not, and we just got clipped by that level 1. And Tyrannosaurus wrecked, and I felt pretty bad then. I was like, you know what, everybody's gonna call me a scrub in the comments, but you know what, we still have the Star-Lord and Captain America to go, so let's just queue up with the Star-Lord. All we need to do, 188 health. Feels bad, man. It feels bad. If I had like 1 more point in the Assassin's Mastery, that would have probably been dead. I've got 2 out of 5 at the moment. So, well, you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that Star-Lord single hit finish there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, there was some good gameplay, there was some maybe not so good gameplay, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a thumbs up. Apart from that, hope you enjoyed watching, take care, and have an absolutely fantastic day.